And let's go across now to our correspondents who are on the field and get an idea of what's happening. Meghna Dev is joining us from Ahmedabad in Gujarat. Aisha Khanam is joining us from Hubli in Karnataka. And Amritpal Singh is joining us from Sambal in Uttar Pradesh. Meghna, let me start with you. How brisk has the polling been in Gujarat so far? We saw the Prime Minister cast his vote and he set an example for others. What's the enthusiasm like?
Well, earlier in the first half today, we did see a number of people who had come to vote, especially senior citizens did want to come in the first half itself, and they did cast their vote. Also youngsters, because now we are seeing a little less footfall at the polling stations, because obviously it's really hot outside here in Ahmedabad, and but definitely there was a lot of crowd at polling stations, at polling booths when we did see earlier in the morning. But when we actually see, it's 37.8% voter turnout approximately in Gujarat all over. But what we also see importantly, as I had earlier also said, that the tribal areas and the rural areas of Gujarat record more voter turnout, and that's the case even this time around. Ahmedabad, while it is recording around 32, Ahmedabad East and West, there are two Lok Sabha seats in Ahmedabad. Both of them are recording somewhere around 32 to 33% voter turnout. But areas like Bharuch are recording over 40%. Banaskantha is leading in Gujarat with the maximum voter turnout around 45.8%. So that's a huge number till 1 p.m. So while we are also expecting that after 3 p.m., people will start coming in large numbers. We are joined by some voters here who will you will speak to them. How has been your experience here? You have come to vote. Is it your first time?
Yeah, this is my first time I'm voting, and of course मैं ये बोलना चाहूँगी कि it's not about what you think to vote. It's everybody's right. Nothing else matters. Everybody should vote, and as a youth, I am sending this message to every youth that you should come out of your house. Keep aside your mobile phones and please come to vote.
So definitely you hear it from a first-time voter who is very enthusiastic, she has just cast her vote here, and definitely also arrangements have been put in place. Like you see just behind me, just above me, there is a tent that has been built here. The tent has been set up so that people do not have to stand in direct sunlight. There is also parking facility available at multiple places. We see water wheelchairs also available here. Water facilities also here. Water facility has also been provided. So obviously air coolers have also been provided here. So a few facilities so that the voters do not, and also waiting areas, chairs and everything has been provided at a number of places. And we have been going to a number of polling stations where we are seeing that all these facilities have been put in place so that it's a smooth process and a comfortable process for the voters.
Right. Let's go across now to Aisha, and Aisha is joining us from Hubli in Karnataka. Aisha, any innovative measures being taken to encourage voters in Hubli to exercise their franchise in particular, and let's look at Karnataka in general as well. Aisha, we'll try and get back to Aisha in a little while. We seem to have lost our connection with her. But let's turn to Amrit then. Amritpal Singh, who's joining us from Sambal in Uttar Pradesh. Amritpal, Uttar Pradesh is seen as the most populated state in the country, the most populous state. Does that necessarily mean that it would turn out to be the highest in voter percentage?
Well, phase 1 and phase 2 did not indicate that. In fact, they voted the lowest as compared to the other states in both the phases. I think phase 2 was just about 55%, which was the lowest as compared to wherever else elections took place in the country. But today seems a little different. Where I am in Sambal, out of the 10 seats going to polls, it's cast. The turnout here is the highest, about 43% till 1 p.m. Would have touched about 50% by now. if we extrapolate it, the figures by the rate at which the polling is going on. The rest of the 10 seats haven't done badly. They are close to, they are over 38%. As Meghna was also saying, Mark, that it's generally observed that in the afternoon the voting percentage turnout goes down because it gets really hot, and where I am it's really hot, close to about 44 degrees centigrade right now. So understandably people refrain from venturing, or are shy of venturing out of their homes, and in the evening, post-afternoon, we could expect the voter turnout to pick up pace. So it looks like that it could touch or cross the last time mark in these 10 constituencies. About 61% was what was polled. If the rate at which the polling has happened till now, and if that is the what continues till 6 p.m. This evening when the voting comes to a close, it should near about touch that the figure of the last time, or even cross that mark.
Right. Let's go back to Aisha. I hope she's with us. No, in fact, Aisha is not with us. Let's go back to Meghna. Meghna, when we look at Gujarat, we see that, it has been a BJP stronghold for a very long time now. In fact, the opposition hardly gets, a seat here and there. Even in the assembly, they don't seem to do too well. So in this case, when we look at, such an overwhelming support for one particular party, what is on the voters' mind?
Well, here generally, if you come to Gujarat, you will generally see, be it urban area, semi-urban, rural, semi-rural areas, you will definitely see people are only talking about, the issues of development. It has always been on the agenda. Earlier there used to be, before 3 decades or so, there used to be Kham theory, which used to work here. Caste politics also used to play a little stronger role in Gujarat politics. But since the past 2 decades, it's more been about bringing in more businesses, creating more employment. Obviously, some areas which have been developed with respect to tourism. And many places in Gujarat, for example, Gujarat is known for its cooperatives. So obviously the dairying sector is important, the agriculture sector is important. Gujarat is also, especially the northern part of Gujarat, and there are a number of farmers who reside there, the number of women who are involved in, animal farming, and obviously dairying is one of their professions, important professions for that matter. So these are some places where we do see a fight because Congress has had strongholds, especially in Saurashtra. It has had a stronghold earlier also. We see that in assembly elections as well. But since 2022, the last election, we saw that Congress did not manage to actually even save their own voter base. So this time around, they're trying their best to actually increase their voter percentage in the areas where they already have a strong base, like some areas in Saurashtra, in Banaskantha, in Valsad, and these places. So there is definitely a fight which we can see in some few areas, while we also have not only elections for 25 Lok Sabha seats in Gujarat, we are also having 5 by-polls in Gujarat for the seats which were left vacant after the MLAs had resigned.
Okay, let's go back again to Amritpal Singh, who's in Uttar Pradesh. Amrit, when we look at Gujarat and Uttar Pradesh, these are politically sensitive states in the sense that, they are strongholds of the party in power in the center. But also with Uttar Pradesh, it's always been considered a very key state in terms of India's political landscape. For our international audience, expand on that a little bit.
It is India's politically most crucial state. Many prime ministers have come from this state, though the current prime minister, Narendra Modi, does not belong to this state. He belongs to from where Meghna is reporting, Gujarat. But he won the election. He's a member of parliament from Banaras, from this state. This has been a very politically active state. It has 80 Lok Sabha seats. 80 representatives or members of parliament go and represent represent people in the parliament. As you said, it is the most populous state of India. So therefore, it plays a larger or sort of outsized role in determining the political contours of this country. And therefore, it becomes a very crucial state. You rightly said that the BJP is in power here in the state. The Yogi government led by Adityanath Yogi, he's the chief minister of the state. He got elected in the polls in 2022. The BJP and one of the main planks of the BJP's campaign has been double engine government, asking for votes, saying that you have a party in power in your state, vote the same party in power at the center. Developmental works will be easier to flow in. Political wrangling wouldn't come in, and that's what they said, that the last time around or in the previous 2 years that's been the case. So development has been easier to flow in. So that's been the planks. Let's see how much ice that cuts with people. But the fact remains that they remain a dominant political force. They had won about 62 seats out of the 80 seats. Two their alliance partners had won, so 64 out of 80. It remains to be seen whether they'll be able to match that performance yet again in 2024. The last time around, at most places it's a contest between the Samajwadi Party and the BJP. But the Samajwadi Party, the last time around, was in alliance with the BSP and the Congress. The BSP this time is not in alliance. The Congress and the Samajwadi Party are. The political fortunes, at least as one can foresee or as what one understands on the ground, seem to be going down. The last time around, the BSP was the number 2 party. When we talk in parliamentary polls, 2019 parliamentary polls, their vote share was about 20%. That could be damaged, and the Samajwadi Party could gain on at the cost of the Bahujan Samaj Party. The BJP, even if its numbers are reduced in 2024, will continue to be the dominant force here. Yes. That's what my sense on traveling on the ground is. Rest, of course, the voter decides. We can't predict. We'll only know when the machines open on the 4th of June, Mark.
Right, let's go across to Hubli, where Aisha Khanam is joining us. Aisha, what kind of special arrangements have been made for voter turnout to be at its best in Hubli in particular and Karnataka in general? Because the first time round, in the first phase when 14 seats went, there weren't the voter turnout was a little disappointing, wasn't it?
Yes, absolutely, Mark. The first phase was a little disappointing, but the second phase is, marked with several, right noises that has been made by the political parties for gaining votes here. And now this second phase, 14 seats here, and there were several issues, there were several narratives that were set up, and the place where I am standing at Hubli was a ground zero for the recent murder of a young student in the broad daylight, which led to war of words between the Congress and the BJP in Karnataka, and it has also set a narrative about appeasement politics and also about the safety of women in the state. And right now we see that in Hubli the voting percentage has really turned out to be quite good so far. However, now from 1 p.m. onwards the voting percentage is slowly coming down because it's very hot here right now, and the officials expect that the percentage might go up after 4 p.m. and the last 2 hours will be very crucial. So people in Karnataka are voting on issues. Now the North Karnataka is staring at stark drought here and water scarcity. This is one big issue that the people of North Karnataka are looking at when they come to vote here, besides the political issues. Now there are several youngsters, several youth who have turned up to vote. Women are voting in large numbers because that is the biggest issue for the women. Students are coming out in large numbers. I have with me some people from Hubli here, residents of Hubli. I have with me Sadanand. Sadanand, tell us what are the issues that you see here. People coming out in the morning. We see huge crowds. What is the issue that is in their mind?
First is employment. Second, we are facing a very severe drought, especially entire North Karnataka. Then water scarcity is there. So all these issues are there. People are expecting that our representative should be a fighter who can fight for us, who can fight and bring relief from the central government. He should be very good worker who should see that entire this part of North Karnataka should get a good representative who works towards the development of this part.
Well, so these are the issues that people talk about. Remember, Prahlad Joshi has been the representative in Hubli Dharwad constituency for 4 consecutive times, and this is his fifth time that he is contesting the Lok Sabha election. So this is very crucial election for Prahlad Joshi, Union Minister. Then in North Karnataka, extreme North Karnataka, Gulbarga is one Lok Sabha constituency where all eyes are upon this Lok Sabha seat, because it is here that AICC President Mallikarjun Kharge's son-in-law is in the fray, and it was Mallikarjun Kharge's defeat in 2019 that has been very disappointing for Mallikarjun Kharge, and later he was appointed as the AICC president. So for the Congress, for Mallikarjun Kharge, this is an important election. It is a do or die election, because this seat will decide the future of the Congress in the state. Now AICC president, all at stake for him in North Karnataka, in Gulbarga district as such. And yes. On the other hand, there is former Chief Minister Basuraj Bommai, who is contesting from Haveri Gadag constituency.
Yes,
then there is another former Chief Minister Jagdish Shettar, and there are several young leaders. And Dharwad, Davangere is one constituency where 2 women are pitted against each other. So Davangere will anyway get 1 women representative this election. So BJP has fielded Gayatri Siddeshwar, and the Congress has fielded Prabha Mallikarjun. So she will. So these 2 ladies are in the fray, and at the end it will be 1 woman who will win this. So Lok Sabha seat, the Davangere Lok Sabha seat will be represented.
That's right.
By
We'll leave
it
there. Thank you, Aisha. We'll come back to you with more later. Let's go across to Yogesh Sheetal. He's joining us from Baramati, if I'm not mistaken, in Maharashtra. Well, Yogesh, put it into context for us. This is also a very politically sensitive seat, with the Pawars fighting against each other there. But apart from that, tell us a little bit about the polling today and what's on the voters' mind.
You are right, Mark. See, in Maharashtra, if you see the trends, then voter turnout has not been very, impressive this time. But yes, we have just visited all the villages, basically. Just, in the last couple of hours, we are just visiting different polling booths. And this is one of the polling booths, a very small village in Baramati Taluka, Baramati block. And in Baramati Assembly also, you can see, people are coming in small number, coming to the entire voter turnout. At this point in time, there is 31 point some digits as of now recorded by 1 p.m. In the morning, we had seen the voter turnout was 6.64. It got momentum later in the day, and still time is still remaining. So what we are witnessing at different villages, that people are coming in a small number. You can also request. I would like to request my camera person to show the visual. See, one lady is just coming, and also 2 people have just gone inside, and they are just exercising their franchises. So people are just coming one by one. It is obviously it is very slow coming to different constituencies, but in some constituencies, in some polling booths, we have seen good numbers. So it would be very interesting to see what would be the final voter turnout in Baramati. You have rightly said that Baramati is a much debated seats, coming to the, given the fact that 2 Pawars are contesting against each other, and apart from Baramati, coming to just talking broadly, then other seats also, just like Raigad or Osmanabad, these are the constituencies which will decide that in the NCP, there are 2 factions in the NCP who proves, the leadership strength, and who will be the king in NCP, whether Sharad Pawar or Ajit Pawar. That remains to be seen, and that will be the main thing of this phase, and that is what people are looking at. That would make the entire political battle interesting in Maharashtra in this particular phase. Over to you, Mark.
Yogesh Sheetal, Aisha Khanam, Amritpal Singh and Meghna Dev. Thanks very